I'm Eugenie Burrett, Director of Product Marketing Strategy for Intune. Today, I'm going to share insights from recent qualitative research conducted by Microsoft about opportunities for AI to address pain points across the endpoint management lifecycle. I'm sharing this as primary research, as it's just one way that our product and business teams stay connected to our customers' needs and influence our product and business decisions. So I'll touch on why AI is showing up now in endpoint management, share expectations for AI-based workflows admins call the most painful, and share trends about where IT pros think AI can help, and the KPIs they'll use to judge whether it's worth it. I'll also include some of the sentiment from our customers using Copilot and Intune, as well as from the research participants that fueled their expectations. And before our close, I'll touch on relevant Intune developments. One of the strongest messages from the research was that admins are not asking for AI-first tools. They're asking for fewer manual steps, less context switching, and faster resolution when things break. The research affirmed that AI is evaluated in the same way any other capability is. Does it reduce effort, reduce risk, or reduce time to resolution? In fact, in the research, AI first was often interpreted as marketing fluff. Admins want outcome proof, save time, fewer incidents, faster resolution. IT has real-world challenges, and they are coming fast and from every angle. And their hope and desire is that AI can actually help. But how? This month at Technical Takeoff, there are a number of sessions to deep dive into the product solutions, including Security Copilot functionality for IT. With the launch of Copilot and Intune, we have gained real customer feedback to help us determine where to go from here to address those challenges with AI. Here is some of the feedback from our customers using Copilot Assistive and Agentic AI in Intune. Customers love the help and react very positively when AI surfaces risks or gaps they'd otherwise have to find manually. They see the potential of predictive detection and remediation. While some of their feedback is aspirational, it's still desired. Customers explicitly want fewer manual patches. And automation is welcome, but it has to come with auditability and explainability as prerequisites. They also realize that Copilot can be used as a triage accelerator. All of this feedback is either positive or neutral, which we love, but I'm not going to pretend that we don't get pointed feedback on how to do better. This session is intended to be inspirational. Learn what IT pros are already doing, how they feel about it, and the opportunity ahead of us to do more with AI for IT and do it better. Our goal in the research was to deep dive into IT current workflows and associated friction and pain points to discover where AI assistance or automation within Intune could deliver the greatest impact. We also explored how IT professionals perceive their responsibilities as AI becomes pervasive across organizational operations. This research was conducted through interactive interviews with IT pros in Germany, the US, and Japan to obtain qualitative feedback. You may have seen this version of our fleet management lifecycle at Microsoft Ignite and how Intune delivers value across the platform. The research used in this lifecycle is to frame the various workflows and explore their pain points during the interviews. This includes staying current, the workflow for managing OS updates, firmware updates, and driver updates, as well as the workflow of deploying an application from start to finish. Policy management as the workflow to get and stay compliant, and troubleshooting and incident response to optimize and support end users is the workflow when the device issue is reported from the moment you hear about it to the resolution. So to avoid burying the lead, across the professionals we interviewed, 4 workflows consistently came up as the most painful and the biggest opportunity areas for AI impact. Update management because of risk and blast radius, troubleshooting because of fragmented tools and slow root cause analysis, policy changes because of conflicts and compliance complexity, and app management because packaging and deployment failures can create rework. These are the areas where admins are most open to AI help. They have the strongest AI pull because they're frequent, risky, manual, and complex. And among those, it's update management that came through as the biggest opportunity because it's frequent, high risk, and still requires extensive manual work. So now let me share the 5 trends and expectations for AI identified through this research. All of this feedback loops back into our planning and our prioritization. Trend 1 is update management. I mentioned that update management is the workflow where IT pros see the biggest opportunity for AI. For updates, admins want AI to prevent problems, not just react to them. That means spotting anomalies early and having fast rollback or remediation when something goes wrong, especially around driver issues and post-update instability. The goal is fewer surprises during packed cycles. One nugget that jumped out was the opportunity for AI to reason over maintenance windows to inform update cycles. I found that truly interesting. Their comments emphasize the opportunity for AI to help with stress and compatibility testing before deployments. And here, the participants do want AI to reason over their entire estate to find AI-generated maintenance windows for updates. So moving on to troubleshooting. Troubleshooting today often means jumping between tools to figure out what changed and why something broke. Admins envision a world where AI correlates signals across device policies, apps, and updates to speed up root cause analysis. For them, it's proactive detection that matters. So they see AI as being able to catch issues before users start opening tickets. These quotes here highlight expectations that AI can help pinpoint problems proactively and in one place, and using automation, collect the needed data and recommend how to fix it. The time sink is finding the source of truth across the tools and raise the need for proactive issue detection. Trend 3 is centered on policy creation, but really it's about end-to-end policy management. Policy conflicts were called out repeatedly as a major source of risk. When policy change becomes safer, conflict detection is a game changer. Conflict detection resonated because its hidden contradictions can block devices even if they meet the requirements. Admins want AI to continuously detect conflicts, overlapping, contradictory settings before they block devices or break access. They want policy hygiene, identify redundant, outdated, unassigned policies. Although hygiene was valued, it was found to be a lower priority than conflict detection. And of course, they want and expect recommendations to be approved by a human before action. So admins want AI to detect policy conflicts before deployments and surface risky overlaps. At the same time, there's a strong expectation that high-impact actions still require human approval. AI should assist, but not take control. This moves us on to how AI fits with translating business intent to drafting policy configurations and helping with complex mapping or variations. IT sees the opportunity for AI to help translate requirements into draft policy configurations to reduce repetitive manual work. AI should be aware of compliance variations, like supporting regional differences such as GDPR and HIPAA scenarios to map the policies to frameworks. Policy creation is described as manual, fragmented, multi-team, and hard to test safely before deployment, which makes it a great candidate for AI assistance. Their words express the desire for guardrails while authoring, validate simulated impact, flag conflicts before deployment. Trend 4 is all about app management. In app management, packaging and dependency issues drive a lot of rework. Admins see AI helping with consistency, first-time quality, and better pilot feedback. There was also interest in AI observing pilot usage patterns to surface real-world issues before broad deployment. So this last section on trends summarizes the research findings that were common across these workflows. We explored several major workflows across the device lifecycle beyond the 4 that I already mentioned, including endpoint reporting and analytics workflows, as well as new device provisioning, the workflow of enrolling a new device from start to finish. What we learned is that while important, reporting was not found to be a standalone workflow, but rather the AI opportunity is to integrate into other major workflows, such as update and policy management. Alternatively, for device provisioning, This was found to be already sufficiently automated, so AI was not really a big opportunity there. Pain points and areas of big AI impact are globally very consistent, but viewpoints can be colored by subtle differences in regional AI attitudes. So compared to the US, for example, Japan is more likely to be AI enthusiastic and sees AI as a competitive differentiator, whereas Germany prefers a more conservative approach, seeing it as an emerging technology. Across all the workflows, the consistent requirement was AI should act rather than generate more alerts. They want AI to tell admins, these are the 3 things you should check, not just give them another dashboard showing a bunch of red lights. Additionally, autonomy must be configurable, and the humans must approve anything that can disrupt operations or security. This applies to agentic experience where there was strong enthusiasm. AI should recommend and execute routine actions, but humans must approve deployment timing, escalation decisions, and any change that could disrupt operations or compromise security. This was really no surprise and affirmed actually how Intune is architecting its agents. And finally, on trends, admins are not measuring AI success with new metrics. They look for reduced manual effort, faster mean time to resolution, fewer escalations, and high deployment success rates. If AI does not meet those numbers, it won't be adopted, regardless how advanced it sounds. So now let's look briefly at what the research found regarding the impact AI has on IT roles and responsibilities. As AI becomes more embedded, admins told us the work doesn't disappear. Most feel that AI has not dramatically changed their roles for now, but some new responsibilities involving AI are emerging, such as training teams on AI prompting and formal AI tool evaluation processes and more. AI is shifting responsibilities for IT towards more governance and oversight, and AI training is just becoming part of the job. Several participants made a point to say that AI has not resulted in headcount reductions yet, but they actually expect it to do so in the near future. They stated that the headcount impact could come from eliminating redundant work and AI being a force multiplier, allowing people to manage more. But when you investigate a little bit more deeply, they also think that AI will reduce redundant activities, which is great. And even better, it allows IT pros to branch out and do things they didn't have time for before, as well as reduce their concerns and manual work required to close security gaps. So before I wrap it up, I do want to touch on a few of the new and existing capabilities in Intune that address customer needs related to these trends. To address update management, Intune introduced deployments, a controlled, phased approach to rollouts. This capability brings ring-based deployments, already proven with Windows Autopatch, into application workloads, helping IT apply changes safely across the fleet. Looking ahead, deployments is going to play a critical role in rolling out AI-driven experiences, ensuring that every change is rolled out in phases, minimizing risks and downtime. Deployments is now in limited private preview in Intune. The research highlighted pain points to update disruptions. So to help keep devices secure and up to date while balancing update schedules with the end user experience and operations, Intune introduced maintenance windows for cloud managed devices. This will give IT precise control over when updates, including OS, drivers, and firmware, can run. Maintenance windows will help minimize disruptions and improve patch compliance while delivering the agility and the security of a cloud-based management platform without the complexity and cost of on-prem infrastructure. Maintenance windows is expected to roll out in preview in the first half of this calendar year. IT teams are constantly making high-impact decisions, such as approving privilege requests, responding to security alerts, and managing configuration changes. But today, these decisions are scattered across different tools, which slow down your response time and increases operational risk. Admin tasks in Intune bring all of this together in one prioritized experience. IT admins can review elevation requests from endpoint privilege management, address remediation tasks for Microsoft Defender, and handle high-risk changes with multi-admin approval, all unified in one place. I bring this up as Intune expands its AI-driven capabilities. This centralized model will become the foundation for agentic automation. Now let's turn to Copilot in Intune. It delivers comprehensive AI-powered assistance through 3 AI experiences. With the Explorer experience, admin can ask Copilot using natural language to find and refine data across platforms and workloads. With AI-ready contextual AI assistance in the sidecar or the chat panel, Copilot is the tool in Intune for troubleshooting analysis and code that can enable admins to compare devices, uncover misconfigurations, or root cause. It also helps with policy management capabilities to help locate and analyze policies, identify overlapping settings and conflicts. And for anomaly detection, advanced controls in chat include a KQL assistant for device data queries. And finally, Copilot Intune does include agents, a path to task automation. While this is still in limited preview, the vulnerability remediation agent provides automated discovery, risk assessment, and remediation of CVEs. Plus, new agents for policy configuration and change reviews will help IT admins save time to stay compliant and reduce risk of changes. Since policy management is such a hot button, agentic AI can make the path from compliance to configuration shorter for IT teams. As expressed in the research, most companies have SOPs or compliance regulations such as CIS, STIG, HIPAA they have to adhere to. But to match them up with the right Intune policies and settings can be daunting. Doing this manually can take time, and after all that work, admins may only find out what was missed during the audit. The policy configuration agent released in November changes this process in the following ways. So step 1, admins can upload compliance documents such as SOPs, the CIS benchmark PDF, or other internal compliance standards docs. Describe your intent in natural language. For example, configure Windows 11 endpoints to meet CIS level 2. And then the step 3 would be the agent interprets those requirements with natural language processing, matches them up with the right Intune setting, and ensures alignments with your requirements or regulations. Like I said, HIPAA, DISA, STIG. The policy configuration agent helps to translate your organizational requirements into clear, actionable configurations and provides guidance on settings. IT admins can now create and validate policies easily, making security and productivity goals easier to achieve. The policy configuration agent helps organizations stay ahead by automating the alignment with standards and continuously auditing your environment to help ensure ongoing compliance. This means IT teams can maintain a secure, compliant posture with more agility or scalability. So picking back up the assistive experience in Copilot and Intune, it provides an AI-powered interface for comprehensive visibility in one place and accessible through natural language interaction. With the Explorer experience, there's no need to dig through long tables or sort columns manually. The secret sauce is that it enables you to also act on the endpoint data admins discover. Once they have what they're looking for, Copilot guides them towards next steps. It doesn't just point at a problem. Copilot suggests what to do about it based on the context of what's found. And because it all happens in one place, admins can act then and there. Whether assigning a policy or adding users to a group, admins can stay in the flow of their work without switching between consoles. The scenarios that address include many of the pain points highlighted in the research, so you can get an appreciation of where it's already making a difference. When it comes to troubleshooting, Copilot speeds things up. It helps diagnose issues, suggest fixes in real time, which is especially useful for resolving the policy conflicts. We've seen resolution times drop by more than half. It also improves how you manage updates. If an app deployment fails, Copilot shows you which devices were affected, why it happened, and how to fix it, which helps ensure compliance doesn't fall behind. For reporting, it gives you access to live data without the need for custom queries. You can generate clear, tailored reports that support faster decisions without leaning on specialized roles. And while you're rolling out policy changes, Copilot helps you predict impact. It shows how many users will be affected before you deploy, giving you the chance to adjust and avoid disruption. Copilot stays active in the background, monitoring your environment, spotting issues early, and guiding you towards fixes. Instead of chasing issues across tools, you move directly from having the insight into action. And finally, simply said, using natural language queries rather than navigating multiple resources or writing complex KQL queries, Copilot also provides a chat sidecar experience in Intune, accessible anytime in the flow of your work, where admins can ask questions the way they naturally think about their environment and get contextually relevant answers. Key conversational capabilities touch on many workflows and pain points from the research, including effective troubleshooting and remediation. So you can ask questions like, show me the devices that are not patched, and receive actionable device lists with context about security exposure and recommended next steps. Efficient policy management. So request insights such as access the impact of this policy on users to understand the deployment implications before implementing changes across the environment. This natural language approach helps translate business intent directly into actionable insights, enabling IT teams to focus on strategic initiatives. And there you have it. So let's review the expectations for AI in the endpoint management lifecycle. Predictive reliability is the new baseline for updates and troubleshooting. Agentic automation reduces manual work and tickets with agentic remediation and help with support handoff. Policy and app changes become safer by default with simulation and conflict detection. And governed autonomy wins with human oversight, auditability, and controls. So in closing, AI is being integrated across the endpoint management lifecycle. IT can win when AI reduces toil and risk, improves the KPIs you care about, and always keeps humans in control. And thank you for joining us today. I hope you have gained a lot of insight about the impact that AI can have on IT and that you enjoy the rest of the technical takeoff throughout the month of March. Thank you.